Thank you, Gal. It is now my honor to invite one of the most senior leaders at NASA who plays a central role in shaping the agency's vision and its execution. He previously served as Deputy Associate Administrator for the Moon to Mars program within the Exploration Systems Development Mission Directorate, and today leads NASA's 10 center directors as well as the Mission Directorate Associate Administrators at NASA headquarters in Washington. Amit also serves as NASA's Chief Operating Officer. Please join me in welcoming Amit Kshatriya, Associate Administrator of NASA, to the stage, please.
Take a bit longer. Good morning. Thank you for the warm welcome. It really is an honor. It's my first time in Israel. It's kind of ridiculous now that I see how beautiful it is that it's my first time, but I can assure you it will not be my last. It's really an honor to take part in this conference, an event that honors a man who symbolizes not only national pride, but the essence of space exploration itself, which is courage, curiosity, and a drive to push beyond the known. This week also carries a particular weight, I think almost to the hour. The crew of STS-51L was waking up, getting ready, putting their suits on, and we're going to head to Pad B to fly on the Space Shuttle Challenger 40 years ago today. And that vehicle defined an era and forever reminds us that progress in space is never free of risk, and as we gather, Artemis 2 is at Pad B as well, or the Artemis 2 machine is at Pad B. And so we're kind of at an interesting temporal and geographic crossroads to be honoring the Columbia crew, the Challenger crew, and also recognizing that for the first time in more than 50 years, we will have a crew flying to the moon. So these moments are inseparable, and they frame the way we think about exploration, responsibility, and the costs of going beyond the frontier. The loss of Lieutenant Colonel Ramon and the entire STS-107 crew is a permanent part of our institutional memory. Honoring him means more than remembering him. It means confronting risk honestly, managing with discipline, and committing ourselves to always listen to the lessons that were already paid for with lives. And as I come here, I was marking up my remarks, and originally it said, never repeat the lessons. I can't guarantee we won't do that, but I know what I can guarantee is we'll always pay attention to those lessons. So that mindset, clear-eyed about risk, grounded in accountability, and centered in people is how we move forward today. It is also central to the vision that our new administrator, Jared Isaacson, has laid out, a NASA that is bold in ambition, disciplined in execution, and fundamentally committed to changing how we explore so that exploration is safer, more sustainable, and shared. Ilan Ramon embodied that philosophy long before it was articulated in this way. His mission was international by design, scientific in purpose, and deeply human in meaning. His presence on Columbia symbolized not just Israeli achievement, but the power of collaboration across borders, cultures, and institutions. For me personally, there's an interesting thread running across these days, woven from places and moments that are far apart, but they're bound by a kind of a similar lesson. Just a few weeks ago, those of you that follow, we returned a crew from ISS a bit early because of a medical issue. The crew is on the ground and they're safe, but that's the first time we've done that. It's actually kind of amazing that it's taken that long for an issue like that to pop up, that we didn't have the diagnostic capability on board to make sure we had a good understanding of what to do. That was a very important moment for the agency in the way not only we handled it, but also the way we thought about risk and really paid attention to the lessons of the past. Last week, just 6 days ago, I stood with the administrator at Arlington National Cemetery, where we honored the crews of Apollo 1, the Challenger, and Columbia. And then right after that, I was on a plane to Moscow, where I met with our colleagues there that are still maintaining operations of the vehicle. We have 3 crews that are there now training at Star City, but I was there because we have issues on Space Station that we really need to make sure we continue and pay attention to those lessons, that it is very important that we continue to earn success and not command it. That's a very important thing for us, and continuing to push and to ask questions and to make sure we are always being rigorous about The data that's in front of us is that lesson. And just last night, I came from there and I stand before you today at this amazing conference and at this amazing crossroads. Right after this, I'm going to go to Florida. Literally in just a few hours, I was telling your brilliant minister that that's what's next for me. And to me, the main lesson there and what I need to be doing is for us to think about, make sure the team is thinking about risk the right way. For 40 years, we have always relied on the fact that if we had a problem in space, we could bring a crew home in 90 minutes. That is something we have decided. That's as a mentality, in the way we manage it, and the way we think about it, the way we bound these problems. When you go to the moon, you have to change the way you think about that, and it is very, very important. The teams know that. They have thought about it. They've written these things down. But there's a cultural aspect to that. There's a philosophical aspect of that we have to continue to reinforce. And as we go further and further, like the inverse square, our concept of how risk works needs to change. It cannot be static. We always have to be learning. I will ask you to indulge me also. Challenger being 40 years ago, I think 40 years means something in Israel as well. It means test, it means purification, it means endurance, it means transformation. It's for us for 40 years since Challenger. I'm very hopeful that we've done the reckoning, we have done the work to reckon the consequences of our decisions, and also recommit to the discipline we need to make human spaceflight possible for now until the end of time. Spaceflight binds us in victory, but even more so in loss. When you deal with loss, it clarifies what matters, and it strips away the comforting narratives and leaves us face to face with physics, the engineering and the human decisions that matter. So again, I don't want to be too much of a downer here, but I have to tell you, this is what's been on my mind. And you can understand why, but there's a sense of optimism, and there's a sense of the future that I'm so grateful to be a part of, and to be here with such an amazing group that is contemplating the creation, the beginning, and the construction of a vibrant space industry, and already have one, but it's going to get so much brighter given the brilliant minds and engineers that are here. It's also a very exciting time. Of course, we didn't stop when these accidents occurred. We learned, we evolved, and now we're at a very deep inflection point. We're operating some of the most sophisticated science missions ever flown. I recently was able to put my eyes on the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope, which is going to fly this year. It's going to open up the universe in ways we haven't seen. I was able to put eyes on a rotorcraft that's going to be flying around the moons on the surface of Titan, if you can imagine. That we can put machines on Titan and fly them around. That's an amazing thing that we can do as people. We're returning humans to the moon, as I said, for the first time in more than 50 years. We're contemplating Mars missions for the first time ever. And we continue to learn from the amazing experience of 25 years of continuous operation of ISS. But at the same time, we are deliberately changing how we operate, and we are doing that in a way that is very logical and coincident with the way that the expansion of human action and perception has always been. We have to build the role of government. The role of government is to take risks where industry cannot, and to expand our range of action is the risk we want to take. However, sustainable exploration, just like it has in the history of the world, only is sustainable if commerce comes behind it. Commerce has to come to sustain that exploration. So this shift is not accidental. This is what the administrator has been very, very passionate about, and it reflects a very clear strategic choice. That our NASA has to do what only we can do, and we enable the learnings that we have to make sure that we spread them so that others can take up while we continue to go further. So the administrator has emphasized the future of space exploration depends on a vibrant orbital economy, one in which commercial providers, international partners, researchers, and governments all play essential roles. NASA is no longer the sole operator in space. We're an anchor customer, a technical authority, and a mission integrator. That change is fundamental. But again, I think about threads. As I said, there's threads that weave its way through everything that as in this industry. The reason why we have the ability to have this orbital economy is because, again, governments took that risk 30 years ago and decided to build a destination so that we could stimulate, so businesses could close their cases, so you could invest in a way that had return. That is what we're doing with Artemis. We're not just doing Artemis to return to the moon. As we expand our range of action, we have expanded it to LEO. Now we know that commerce can be conducted there. We want to do the exact same thing with the moon. That is what Artemis is about. It's about infrastructure. It's about making sure we can go there, we can lay down infrastructure, we can enable that capability, and then let industry and commerce follow behind it to really unlock that capability. But we have to take that risk up front, and that's what Artemis is. It also reflects, and the minister spoke very, very strongly about this, and I'm so grateful for the collaboration between the Israeli Space Agency and NASA. And I won't belabor all the incredible achievements we made together. The agreement is such a great step for us to continue that collaboration. But Artemis in general, our philosophy, it has been an international program to begin with, and it reflects the idea that exploration must be shared. We will never be able to contemplate deep space missions to Mars, to the Jovian moons, or anywhere else unless we go as one world. We cannot do it unless we go as one world. So this belief underpins our relationship with Israel, spanning earth science, planetary research, technology development, and academic exchange. As an Artemis Accord signatory, Israel continues to play an important role in advancing the principles of safe, transparent, and peaceful exploration. And these are not symbolic, as the minister said. These are real things that we're doing together. So NASA is proud to work alongside Israel and our international partners as we honor the past, confront risk honestly, and shape the future together. And I would ask here, as you know, with our missions coming and with Crew coming as well, to come and replace the Crew 11 mission that would return. We're going to accelerate. But we have a lot going on together. We have so many things together. But I would ask here in this place, as we shape the future together and contemplate risk together, share that risk together, I humbly ask for your blessings that we will all do so with wisdom, honor, and integrity. And as I said before, it's not enough to command success. We must earn it. And I hope with your blessings we can. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Amit, for your leadership and for the continued partnership between NASA and Israel. The strong relationship between NASA and Israel's space ecosystem has been built over many years through collaboration, trust, and people who believe deeply in sharing knowledge and advancing collaboration.